questions for me.
Welcome to the I Hate Critics 1995 podcast. I'm professional film critic Sean Patrick. Amy's here.
It's just me.
No MJ.
No MJ.
Because they don't show up.
Well, to be fair, MJ's in a play today, so that's why.
That's good for them. They're good.
They're fine. It just we did actually tell Fuzzy, hey, you're not allowed to come back here ever again. I told Fuzzy that you said never darken my doorstep again, and Fuzzy said, "Huh, bummer."
You know, the non-binary, they keep their own time. I mean, it took them how long to figure out what gender they are? I mean, come on.
It's not fair that Fuzzy's not here for that.
They would have laughed at that.
They would have loved that.
That's a joke.
That is definitely
a
joke.
I love them more than anything. So.
Right. Exactly.
But true NBs laughed at that joke.
That's true. And it's fine. Look, you're all fine.
30 years ago, a movie arrived in theaters that changed the world.
Did it change the world?
It changed the world if you were a woman over the age of 45 who enjoyed easy listening music.
Oh, Mom.
I'm talking, of course, about While You Were Sleeping.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. So there's that.
1995 romantic comedy directed by John Turteltaub and starring Sandra Bullock in her breakout role. You'd say this is her breakout role, right?
Well, yeah, because everybody loved her in Speed, and they were hoping she'd get her own vehicle.
Yeah.
And see what I did there?
Yeah.
And this was her first big major role, I think. And what's not to love? She's just one of the sweetest people on earth.
The character is odd. She's Lucy. She works for the subway department. She takes tokens, which is a job now done by robots.
Oh, yeah. Which some of us applauded because it's like, I don't want to talk to anybody, so please.
Well, it would have got Peter Gallagher killed.
That's true.
If this had been automated back then.
Yeah, this would be a lot different. That's true.
Lucy has fallen in love with Peter Gallagher. Jack. Is he Jack? Or is the other guy Jack?
He's Peter.
Peter, right. Peter Gallagher plays Peter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great way to remember. And then,
so she falls in love with him because he just stops there every day to give her a token and walk away. Mm-hmm. And she just thinks he's the most handsome man in the world. All I see are eyebrows. That's all I can see in Peter Gallagher.
Eyebrows and douchery. That's what.
Although if I think about him for too long on Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist...
No, we're not doing that. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know. Don't tell me.
I just get choked up. That's all.
Don't do it.
I just do.
Don't do it.
That show was amazing. And you took it away from me, John Turteltaub.
Is that what he did?
No, NBC probably, but Turteltaub produced it and apparently didn't fight hard enough to keep it. So, fuck him.
Wow, some people just don't care about their own art.
Look, you just need to think about me when you're canceling TV shows. That was my last TV show, by the way. Well, I don't watch TV. I watch movies. Yeah. I've got very little time for television. I watch a lot of YouTube, documentaries and whatnot, and commentary videos because those are fun. Mm-hmm. But I don't watch a lot of serialized television anymore, and that was the last one because they took that away from me.
I'm sorry, man.
It was Zoe's Extraordinary Playlist meant a lot to me.
Yeah, I can tell.
It's a wonderful show.
I'm sure it was. And
Peter Gallagher was wonderful.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
I really cannot have you doing that.
I know. That show made me cry, whereas this movie just made me kind of go, just kind of nod my head. Kind of like you do. It's kind of like the music in the grocery store. It's just like, just inoffensive and there.
I strongly disagree. Strongly. It's such a cute little movie. It really is. It's cute. And I think, of course, at the time, Julia Roberts was America's sweetheart because just kind of dethroned Meg Ryan, who was America's sweetheart. Or did Meg Ryan get it after Julia? What? Either way.
No, Meg was first because she had When Harry Met Sally.
That's right. But then came, Sandra Bullock, and I could see it. You could see it. This movie. She's just adorable. She just makes you smile. I want to be her friend. But I will say this, and I said this before. Bill Pullman he's the template for the Hallmark movie guy. And I think this movie proved that's what people wrote about after they saw him in this movie.
So Peter gets nearly hit by a subway train. Lucy saves him. And then while he's unconscious in a coma in the hospital, she meets his family and she falls in love with the family and she wants the family to be her family. And there's a whole mistaken identity thing where she ends up being Peter's fiancée. But then she meets Jack.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Pullman's character, and she falls in love with him instead.
Yeah.
And, wackiness abounds.
And that's my favorite kind of wackiness, really. It's true. But, I mean, the minute that Bill Pullman walks into that living room.
In jeans and a jean jacket.
He was like the brawny guy. And of course he makes furniture.
By hand.
Yeah. Like, you see what I'm saying, though? Like, every Hallmark movie I've ever fucking seen, this is the same guy. And he's just like, but usually he's telling a high, fast-paced businesswoman who, God forbid, went to school for a certain thing. And
he teaches her a valuable lesson about Christmas and love and not valuing things. And
oh, you live in New York? Nope. You should probably live here in asshole Iowa. Fuck you. That's this guy. And it's definitely people like my age that are writing the movies for Hallmark now. I think everyone I went to high school has written at least one Hallmark movie, and which is very fitting because this is very Hallmark.
It's very, very Hallmark.
But they wouldn't have Hallmark without a movie like While You Were Sleeping.
Yeah,
so
that's fair.
Yep, because everything on Hallmark is like that.
You just pull out the Bill Pullman character file and just kind of, okay, he needs jeans,
the accordion
jean jacket.
Yep. He needs those powerful
tousled hair,
manpower boots that you wear when you're building airplanes or whatever. I don't know, like, yeah, and make him charming.
Mm-hmm.
Make him create wood furniture. Make sure he has a woodworking station.
Is he charming?
Not really.
Yeah.
I think he was.
I think the script thinks he is, and is trying to tell us.
Thinks he's charming.
How charming he is.
But
he's not uncharming. He's just sort of there. He reminds me of my brother Chuck, who is just the nicest guy in the world.
Right.
Nicest guy in the world. But you don't have any insight into his romantic life. You don't have any insight into his inner life.
Right. I think that's okay. He's on the right side of history. And he's just a damn good guy. So, but yeah, I think with the way Bill Pullman plays it, though, is like, is there anything else up there but like dad jokes and I'm jealous of my brother. Like there's no.
I'm deeply insecure.
Deeply insecure.
If I see the woman I like talking to another man,
yep,
she's clearly just a whore and a charlatan. There can be no other explanation, ladies. If you're talking to a man who isn't your husband, I don't know what it is that you think you're doing.
Yeah,
flirting like that.
Flirting. Again, Hallmark version of flirting. Okay. Because otherwise it's just kind of icky. Also, this is going to get me in trouble. I can already feel it. No, I'm going to say it anyway. There is at some point, because everything's a kind of mix up, And so somehow, Peter's, he's got a very young sister.
Yeah.
And she...
Never explained.
And
Monica Keena.
Yeah. Oh, God, wow. I forgot about that. She had blonde hair on... the show that I liked that came out after Freaks and Geeks, same people. Judd Apatow, what the fuck? Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does, but it was canceled, so you can go look it up. But she and her friend go and visit Sandra Bullock's character at CTA, at the public transport or whatever place. They come in, they leave, and then somehow they're meant to think that she was pregnant.
I don't know how that happened exactly.
I think it was her coworker.
Her coworker said
"Girl,
something.
Are you pregnant like that?"
Oh yeah, because that's like why else are you getting married so quickly to somebody you don't know?
Yeah. So then this comes up. Well, then Sandra's going to a party, it's New Year's Eve night, and he's like, "Oh, I'll come with you. I'll take you there," or whatever. Like, just invites himself.
Yeah.
And then has the audacity when she goes to have a drink of the spiked punch. He's like, "That's spiked. It's bad for the baby." And it's like, oh no.
Just announced to all her friends that she's pregnant.
Yeah, but also don't tell a woman what to do with her body at fucking all. It's not yours. I don't care what she's doing. Shut the fuck up. So that's just my
yeah.
Every
turn though, he keeps doing stupid shit like that, and it's just like we're supposed to just like nod along, like, "Oh, that was dumb."
Yeah. Cool. Way to go, dude. So much weirdness. So much weirdness.
The weirdness extends to the music in this movie. My God, what is the music in this movie?
Not good, Definitely not good.
Like, I swear to God, like, anybody who wants to, like, to have the most generic score in history, they must have worked on While You Were Sleeping and just grabbed the most generic shit you could find to score this movie with.
Yes,
this, like, stuff that doesn't even fit the moment, but it's kind of jaunty. Like, it's a little bit of a jaunt.
Well, that's, again, it feels, the jauntiness feels, in the wrong place.
Yeah.
Like we're having a moment like where this guy's in a fucking coma and it's like, oh, there's Sandra Bullock. What's she gonna say next? It's awkward music for awkward people.
This man has suffered a massive head injury.
Yeah. And
oh my God, is it that tangent? But wouldn't that have been a great SNL adaptation?
Truly.
What was it? Head Wound Harry?
Head Wound Harry. Oh, that's right.
Massive Head Wound Harry.
Fuck yes.
Dana Carvey just bleeding from the skull. Who invited him?
Oh, I love that.
If they can make Stewart into a movie, Stewart Saves His Family a movie, they can make a massive Head Wound Harry movie.
I hope they don't. I just remembered that we watched the Stewart movie. God, that movie's still on in my room. That movie's on the TV next to Remains of the Day. It just wouldn't end.
It's so long. I'm still angry about it.
I'll say that let's say it, for this movie, at least it's not long, and it goes by relatively fast. And I just think it's cute.
This, what this movie is? It's like a long car ride when you're listening to an adult contemporary radio station.
Yeah. And you may just hear Year of the Cat by Al Stewart. Year of the Cat.
You're going to hear a couple Chicago songs, not good Chicago songs.
Never. If it comes out of the 80s, put it away.
It's gonna be some Peter Cetera and Amy Grant.
Oh, good Christ. Next time I used to love that.
Surprised that song isn't in this movie.
But
it's be well at home.
It came out in 85, 86?
That was early 90s, I think.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Amy Grant and Peter Cetera?
Yeah.
It was 86. 85, 86. Next time I fall. You don't believe me?
I don't remember. I don't remember, honestly. I don't.
Well, the thing is,
I didn't think
so...
Amy Grant hit until 90.
No, she didn't, but she was in this song with him, and it came out in 1986. It's on the album Solitude Solitaire, which only Peter Cetera would name his fucking album Solitude Solitaire.
Tangent, if I may.
Yeah.
So I wrote about the movie Bonjour Tristesse, which is getting an adaptation. It's coming out next week with Chloe Sevigny and Clay Bangs.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the ways that they kind of they're trying to get around this whole Electra complex thing where, father-daughter sexual tension thing. Because that's kind of what the original movie kind of, not sexual tension, but like a tension of like, where the daughter wants to be the wife kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And one of the ways that they demonstrate the bond between the two without having to make it weird, trying to make it weird, is that they have them play solitaire together. The father and daughter play solitaire together.
Okay.
Solitaire is a one-person game, but they're playing it together. Get it? And so, yeah. I don't know. I just thought that was an interesting detail about that movie.
That is interesting.
Wish that movie were better, though.
But it wasn't.
It wasn't as good as certainly the original, which I watched right after, and I was like, that's way better. But, I mean, Otto Preminger and Gene Seberg kind of have an advantage, I think.
Right. So you're recommending the movie?
Not the remake.
Not the remake, but
the original.
Yeah, that's fair.
But I thought that was an interesting way to, visually you can marry people in various different ways, which this movie has, like, none of that while you're sleeping. Like, there's really nothing, like, thematically interesting beyond this is a romantic comedy and these are the things that have to happen in a romantic comedy. People walk into rooms and talk over each other. And my God, the talkovers in this, it's like somebody tried to do, it's like they're trying to do the overlapping Altman dialogue, but they don't know how to do it.
Yeah. And really,
everybody's having 3 conversations at the same time.
And Sean looked over at me at one point and he was like, "Did you just dissociate?" And I think I did. That's when the THC just kicked in with Brett. Wait.
They're like Romero, he was tall.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't even know how that even started.
No, I don't know.
And not only that, but like the Glynis Johns, who most people my age remember her as the wife of Mary Poppins. And she went on to do, like, obviously Murder, She Wrote and shit like that. But apparently she's senile in this movie. We're just keeping her around. Like, what the fuck?
Also, what is her accent? What is the accent going on?
I think
she's part of a family from Chicago.
I think she was from New England. Okay. And that's what she was going for. Because, like I said, Angela Lansbury does that, also British. And, says, oh, it's a dialect from New England.
Fair enough. I'm not going to push back on that.
Good.
She was adorable. And when she got, like, tears in her eyes, I kind of got teary-eyed a little bit.
Yeah, I did too.
Just by identification, just because she's a sweet old lady.
Yeah. They always make me cry. Maybe it's because I'm almost one now. I don't know.
But this family, like, oh my God, it just gets tiresome listening to them talk. Peter Boyle and Glynis Johns, and I can't even name the woman who played the wife of Peter Boyle. Peter Boyle's character is Ox.
Mercurio.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Also, the second time she starred in a movie with Sandra Bullock, in case you didn't know.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't stand it because her name's Nicole.
Yeah, what is that about?
It just, I don't know. Change your name. Because that, don't upset me it's needless to upset me the way you did with that name.
It's sitcom level bullshit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it is. I know there are people who love this movie. I don't hate it. It's not Mrs. Doubtfire. It's not.
No.
It's not Stewart.
Oh, not even
No,
close.
It's not on that level.
It's a cutesy little 90s movie.
It's right there next to, like, it's above Miami Rhapsody, but, like, they're kind of both just sort of there to me. This movie just sort of exists. It's furniture, this movie. It's
funny you should say that, because he does create furniture.
Because he makes furniture. That's actually a good point. No, it's functional.
Yeah.
It serves a purpose in entertaining people over the age of 45 who enjoy, adult contemporary music.
What is the name? What did we say during it? It's white movies for white people. It's the mayonnaise mob.
Yeah.
Showing up and showing out and saying, look, only we can do mediocre romantic comedies well. And we can be very benign. And this movie was very benign.
Carlos Bernard's in the movie. There is some diversity.
There's your black person. You only get one per movie.
In the 90s.
In the 90s.
Still probably today too.
Well, but and then all the films with all like, I think back when I was working at Disc Jockey, like Love and Basketball, movies like that, and then somebody else would watch it. And you know what black people never there's no way. Leave it to a white person to watch a black film and go, well, I didn't get any representation. They didn't even have one white person on the cast. You go fuck yourself, Susan. They don't want us in their movies.
Wait, so you're telling me that this movie that is set on the set of a historically black college doesn't have any white people in it?
Come on, there's always one. There can be only one. That's how we've treated black people in film for so long.
Yeah.
Again, like I'm happy to see him in this movie. I love him. I've always just really enjoyed his performances.
He's apparently Sandra Bullock's best friend.
Basically, was he her boss?
I understand anybody's relationship.
No.
She's got a lot of close friends, but she talks about how lonely she is all the time. But like her best friend, she's got a best friend in the booth with her, and then I guess Celeste. She goes to her party.
Which we only meet her for she's a minute in the movie, maybe.
And then you've got her boss, who she just tells everything to.
Everything to.
This older, late middle-aged black man just loves hearing everything about
this dumb young white
this
girl.
woman's life. I mean, he does take it up with aplomb, but I don't understand any of the relationships that she has.
Yeah. Again,
I wonder if the African American people in this movie just sort of tolerate her, but she's not invited to the barbecue.
Oh,
we like you, we're cool with you when we see you, and you can do your whatever this is that you're doing. You don't come to the barbecue. We're not gonna get that close to you.
I mean, yeah. I don't think that this movie. It's funny because the whole thing that when we were doing this movie, talking about doing this movie, we're like, hey, remember the problematic theme of the fact that she started telling people that she was his fiancée, and all of these things were happening, while he was sleeping.
Yeah.
And we ended up not even really focusing on that in the end,
because it's not really that big a part of it.
It's not, and she could see the reluctance, and then she was asked by the family's best fucking friend, to keep up the lie.
Jack Warden,
typical grandpa,
playing Jack Warden because he's never not played Jack Warden in a movie.
Hey, Jack Warden, we're looking for somebody to play this Jack Warden character. And he'd be like, I have just the person. What about Walter
Robert Loggia?
There it is, Robert Loggia. R as in Robert Loggia. O as in Robert Loggia. Again,
there was this rotation of him. It was Robert Loggia and Jack Warden.
Yeah.
You just switch them out for the sage old man.
Our rotation. But they also have to have that. Give us the guy that has the wink in his eye, whenever it's that old guy and he's in on it and he's going to make sure that everything goes well. And then he winks to the camera look at how cool I am.
Then it turns out he's Santa.
He's totally Santa. That's what I'm saying. That's wild. That's wild.
I feel in a Lifetime world, Burl Ives plays this character in the 80s.
Burl Ives, was he alive in the 80s?
I think so. Was he in an MST movie?
No. Burl Ives. Actually, there probably was something that had his music in it. Burl Ives. No,
he's probably on the soundtrack to this movie.
Well, it did take place at Christmas.
So this movie isn't funny. I'm just going to say it. I didn't laugh. I think I laughed once. I think at something Glynis John said late in the movie. Just one of her non sequitur things. But I didn't laugh at anything in this movie. And this movie is kind of desperate to make you laugh to the point where it's in the background, they're just throwing in people falling down. Just everywhere in this movie, just somebody is in the background, somebody's falling on their ass.
I'm sorry, I thought that was hilarious. I love when people fall in movies and you have no explanation. Or if you're walking along, next to an elderly person, you push them over. That's hilarious to me.
So there's a kid on a bike you see in this movie.
Yeah.
And this is just it's just they put this edit in here to move from night to day. So there's this kid, he's delivering papers and he's throwing papers, and then suddenly he just beefs it
real
hard. Just this unbelievable accident that was not scripted.
No.
It was not. This kid actually got hurt filming B-roll for this movie.
I mean, he didn't land well.
He did not.
He did not land well, and I swear
he
we
broke
could hear
his wrist.
Yeah, it sounds like we could hear a crack when he went down. So,
but you know what's funny is if they'd let him like say "ouch" into a microphone where it could be heard, they'd actually have to have paid for that incident. But
oh, that's true. That's true. Like, look at them always thinking about saving money. What do you know? What do you know?
Now, hopefully he sued them for something.
Fuck that shit. You made money? As a newspaper kid? You're fine. Shut the fuck up.
It's a hell of an accident, though.
It really is.
And then they also throw in like an ice skater, like just 2 seconds into the movie, just a guy in ice skates just beefs it. And they're so excited about this, they actually Foley the fall.
It's so
just to make
funny.
sure you see, just to make sure.
It's a brilliant
This is not a character
scene.
in this movie. It's just a guy on an ice rink for B-roll, just beefing it.
So good. I'm sorry, but it's so good.
And then everybody feigns. Like 2 different nurses have 2 different feigning scenes. I swear to God, the one nurse who like makes the initial like mistake of like that's her fiance, like that woman is just auditioning for every future role. Like you can just see her trying to make sure she is center frame, her face right there to make sure that this is going right into her reel for the next role she can get. Like it's exactly the extra you don't want.
I love that.
Well, good. I hope she got a lot of work after this. I have no idea who she is, so probably not. But
probably not.
Hopefully, good for her. She stood out.
Right.
She did stand out. Not like the kid with the hair in the
in Terminal Velocity.
Terminal Velocity was still there. We've still never found him, by the way. Check out our GoFundMe to find the kid from Terminal Velocity. It's,
oh my God.
Amy set it up, so it should be running.
It should be. It's obviously up and running. Obviously, people have already donated.
Let us lay this out for you, because we want to make this a runner on the show, because we want your help. We want to crowdfund finding this fucking kid.
I do too. Yeah. Yeah.
So we're going to do a commercial for that right now.
Okay.
So Terminal Velocity is a Charlie Sheen film from 1994, in which he plays a guy who jumps out of planes for a living. He teaches people how to skydive.
Right.
He ends up in a plot with spies and killing people, and then he ends up in Russia at the end as a hero. And there's a kid. There's just this kid who's never been in this movie before.
Not at all. We don't even know if they're related.
He's just an extra in this scene.
Yep.
And he has the full, like, eraser head. Like,
it is the most majestic.
Orange.
Bright orange. Afro.
I need to know everything about this person.
I'm still sitting around going, I hope he's still alive.
I hope he's still,
like he's out there kicking it. And
is that your hair? I have to know.
You could see that in the dark. You know what I mean?
The kid in So I Married an Axe Murderer doesn't have, like, when Mike Myers is making fun of his fucking head.
Yeah.
That doesn't even compare.
Nothing.
Doesn't compare to this.
It is unbelievable to me.
Why would you add this person to? It's a scene where they're just doing a hero's tribute to Sheen and his partner, and why would you throw this kid into this scene?
He just is
so distracting.
Yeah.
I mean, the movie is not good. So, I mean, do whatever you want. But, like, this kid steals the entire scene without saying a fucking word because that hair is so wild.
Not to mention, and I think maybe I brought this up when we actually did that movie on the podcast. He smiles the entire way through the end.
He could not be happier to be there.
Like, his smile was another actor on the set doing all, like, went ham on the smile, went ham on the hair. It was where's his movie?
There's a stage bomb somewhere there. We're going to get you noticed no matter what.
I don't care if you're 40 years old. Somebody out there is going to discover you, sweetheart.
Oh my God.
Turns out it's me and Sean.
Yeah. So if you're out there, young man, he's not credited.
Not credited.
So that makes it much harder. And we can't even get a still of him.
No.
From the movie.
We've already, we've worked hard. We keep trying to find it. find him. Even just, we just want a still so we can at least put that up on our page so that way people can see what we're talking about.
Let's ask Reddit. Reddit will find him.
You think?
Oh my God, Reddit will totally find this guy.
Okay, but here's the thing. We still need to have a picture to put up there of him, do we not?
We do. We need to find somehow to get a picture of him.
Yeah.
But I bet Reddit could find him.
If Reddit can't find him, then Tizzy Ant on Instagram can, because he finds fucking everybody, which I love.
Then we'll try 4chan.
I don't know about that. Those people scare me. It's a cult.
Yeah, 4chan's a little weird.
They're all weird.
It's a little weird.
Why are they so weird?
I don't know, but you can't say it 3 times, they'll appear.
Oh, good point.
In your Discord immediately.
That's it. That's it.
That's how 4chan trolls are born. Somebody says it 3 times, and they automatically appear in your Discord.
Oh my God. And they all look the same. Kind of like when if you look at your comment section, like let's say on Threads, and it's either the dude who's holding the fish, or the dude who cannot seem to understand that the angle of which you're taking your selfie in your truck really is not flattering to you. Like my iPhone cannot recognize me unless I give it a good big double chin. If I even look like just recently losing kind of some weight here and just holding up my phone, and it kept taking, so I finally had to like push myself back to do that. Oh. And it worked. That's every one of those guys who takes their selfie in their truck. And all they're thinking is like Ford's fucking and freedom. Ford's fucking and freedom. It's either the guy with the fish or it's the guy with the selfie in the truck. I don't know.
But on the bright side, they're making comedy legal again.
Oh, thank God. Here, you and I have been watching comedy like it's prohibition over here in our little bunker away from you maggots out there.
So I want to do a new bit for
I'm ready
the show.
For it. Okay.
Tell me how many people in this cast have appeared on Murder, She Wrote.
Oh, crap. God, probably almost all of them.
Sandra Bullock?
No. Like her and Monica Keena, probably not. Bill Pullman, no. Peter Gallagher, yes.
Jack Warden?
Jack Warden. Oh, I'm sure of it. Hang on.
Peter Boyle?
I actually made a cross-reference list. Wait for it.
What's amazing, folks, she didn't even know I was going to do this bit. I just came up with this bit, and she's already that prepared for it. That's disturbing.
Well, no. It's just because I had talked about wanting to do a podcast about Murder, She Wrote, which now nobody likes me on Threads, so...
You've lost your virality?
I did. Like my Murder, She Wrote posts were like thousands upon thousands and lots of people getting involved. And then I made a post about J.K. Rowling, and all of a sudden all the trolls came out and they're like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And then I'm like, okay, I should probably tell you people that are following me here on Threads, I hate Trump. So and I hate people who like him. And I don't like people who don't like the LGBTQ community. So if you're going to be following me, you might want to know those things. Also, Murder, She Wrote, one of the gayest fucking shows of all time. So I was just thinking about that. There was a whole thing about Angela Lansbury having a lot of gay actors that were never able to come out. They've all been on Murder, She Wrote. And again, it just speaks to how good their acting is too. And there were probably about 4 proper in this cast.
Wow. It seems like the right cast for that, honestly.
It seems like you're really hitting the nail on the head with that one. Yeah.
So in case you're, for next week, because Amy will update the Facebook page.
Well, that you know of.
The Murder, She Wrote count for the cast this week is 4.
4. And don't worry, there'll always be more.
Let's see. So transitioning into some trivia from IMDb, are you prepared?
I mean, not really.
So who was this movie written for?
It wasn't Sandra Bullock.
No, it was not.
Oh.
This movie existed probably prior to Speed. I would guess at least probably a long time even before that this script has been around.
Could be. This seems like they would have wanted Julia Roberts for it.
It wasn't her.
It wasn't her.
No.
They wrote it for somebody specific.
They wrote it for one actress in particular.
And she said, fuck all you. I'm not doing your shitty movie. Jesus. I don't know.
Demi Moore.
Ew.
This movie was written for Demi Moore.
Okay.
Demi Moore was supposed to star in this with Patrick Swayze in the Bill Pullman role. A reunion of their ghost characters.
Actually, that would be kind of cute. That would have been kind of cute.
I don't think Swayze could be natural that way. I don't think he doesn't have that energy for this.
Have you've never seen him in Skate Town, USA? Because he's got it.
I feel like Patrick Swayze just took himself so seriously.
I feel like that didn't happen until later. After Next of Kin. What's wrong with you?
I love Swayze. I love Roadhouse forever.
Roadhouse forever.
Roadhouse. But no, I don't like Bill Pullman is perfect for this. Mm-hmm. He's bland, but he's
Matchbox 20.
He's affable.
Yep.
Patrick Swayze's stiff. He's super stiff.
I disagree.
Really?
I really think he could. Well, because I think he could have done a really fantastic job. I mean, you've seen Ghost. He was great in Ghost. You're just nodding your head. You're fucking stupid, man. Go fuck yourself.
I don't think he understands comedy, Patrick Swayze.
I think if you see him dance like a Chippendale with Chris Farley, I think he does. I beg to differ.
I think Chris Farley could make anybody funny.
That's true.
He could make war criminals funny.
Oh wow, he can make Trump. No,
put Chris Farley next to Henry Kissinger. Kissinger's automatically 10% funnier.
My God, Kissinger, and he's already a laugh riot. So. That's true. Good point.
Yeah, no, this one of the weird revelations of the 95 podcast is that Chris Farley actually was a genius, and we do love him.
Yeah.
Not that we didn't doubted that before, but we also kind of put him in the category with Sandler and all those guys.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that Tommy Boy's been a bit of a revelation.
It truly has. And it made us all feel happy.
Yeah.
So, I know you're going to disagree, but that this movie didn't make me walk away wanting to murder anyone. So I feel good about that.
It's just mediocre. That's really where I'm at on it. It's just mediocre for me. Do you know who missed out? You know what the cast of this movie could have been?
I don't.
It was Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze, and a comatose Matthew McConaughey.
Okay, no. Because
You know how he didn't get the role? That Texas accent. He couldn't get rid of it.
That sucks. Well, because honestly, if he was going to be in the movie, no offense, Swayze, and not because you're already dead, but I would have put you in a coma and had it Matthew and Sandra because they have really good chemistry together, those two. So, A Time to Kill is a great fucking movie.
I'm telling you, though, if it were McConaughey, though, it's a little bit easier for me to believe that a woman would spend all of her time thinking about him. Like,
thank you.
How are there not more attractive people than Peter Gallagher? Nothing against the guy. Traditionally quite handsome. I'm sure there's a large Peter Gallagher fan base out there. I don't
understand why. That's just me.
All I see are eyebrows. But I don't find him to be the like the breathtaking handsome dude. You know?
Mm-mm.
Like no. Austin Butler.
Robert Sheehan.
Like Robert Pattinson, Chalamet.
Yeah.
When Chalamet walks in a room, he's not, everybody's like, oh, he's so beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, that's not Peter Gallagher.
Peter Gallagher, no. No. And nothing against him. Again, nothing against him.
He also he doesn't have any star power. He has no star power at all. He's a good actor. He's serviceable. He's functional in the right roles. He's never been anybody who's like held the screen by himself.
But when you say he's serviceable, that makes me kind of giggle because it's like Yeah. And we're not trying to say you're unremarkable, dude, but you're unremarkable, dude. Jeez.
Like some people like Matthew McConaughey is a movie star.
Yeah.
You just look at him,
Straight
you
up
know he's a movie star. Peter Gallagher, you do kind of wonder, lawyer or actor?
Yeah. Are you
in the cast? Oh, you're in the cast. Okay, come on.
Oh, you have an office in Sherman Oaks? Okay. So you're
he would great. He'd play a great slimy agent.
Yeah.
Like he could do that.
There it is.
He would have been great in the Jeremy Piven character on Entourage, I think, maybe. Like that's the Peter Gallagher area.
Mm-hmm. Peter, stay in your lane, dude.
But not the guy who's like causes someone to just fall obsessively in love with them.
No, that's definitely not going to be Peter Gallagher for me. And in this era, I'm trying to think of who, but see, this is right when this is a year after I discovered Paul Rudd. So again, to me, but he would be much younger than them. I think he would be like 22, 23 during this.
Yeah, too young for this role, yeah.
Yeah, too young for the role. But I mean, the way he's so beautiful. I would watch. I would probably go sleep by his bedside if he was in a coma. I would.
Like you need somebody who's like just shy of a Robert Redford, I would say.
Yeah,
just shy of a Robert Redford type, because you don't want somebody whose star power is so much that it's overbearing, but they have to be that good looking.
Yep. You have to hurt my eyeballs.
Like that'd be a great place for a big name cameo, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Like a guy who's just like it'd be subversive to have like a really great looking actor, and he's just there to lay there in a coma.
That's a great idea. That is a great put Tom Cruise in a coma.
Oh my God,
that's the casting right there.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And he wakes up and he gets to all that.
Yeah.
He could totally pull that off.
I think he could.
That would have been an amazing cameo that separates this movie from every other movie.
You know how much I don't like him, so even me just offering that up, but I think that's exactly what we're talking about. It's that kind of star power. It's that kind of good looks guy.
Stunning. Just walks in a room, movie star.
Yeah. His teeth are shiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could see that. That would be a good idea, actually. We're just going to probably rewrite while you were sleeping. After I finish my baseball card movie, we'll start it. It'll be fine. I'm looking forward to it. So,
excuse me.
What?
No, I was just coughing.
Where are we at?
We're just talking about some things that were part of the trivia for this movie, like Nicole Kidman auditioned for the role of Lucy and didn't get it.
Well, I mean, I suppose she does an okay American accent, right? She wouldn't fit as a Chicagoan, though.
No, probably not.
No. That's not easy to pull off.
We also, this wouldn't, okay, there's two guys who might have worked for the Peter Gallagher character.
Okay.
James Spader.
Yeah.
I can see that. But no, he's too mean. He's too mean.
Kind of is too mean.
Like, he just like, I don't know if you could be somebody like him. You're too, also he would like totally go along with it and like just sweep her off her feet and Bill Pullman wouldn't have a chance.
That's true. You know.
But how about this?
What?
Milquetoast, but incredibly handsome, Dylan McDermott. He's got a machismo.
Yeah.
Good jawline.
Good jawline.
And bland as fuck. So when she leaves for Bill Pullman, you're like, yeah, I get that.
I get that.
That makes sense.
I know that you're going to be on Boston Legal one day or whatever. Both of those dudes were both in procedural law dramas, right? I don't know. I suppose that would be, again, like the word that you used, serviceable. I think that's fine.
No, it's nothing compared to your suggestion, which was easily the best suggestion.
Robert Sheehan.
No.
Oh, no. Tom Cruise. Everything's Robert Sheehan for me. Sorry, I don't care. Say what you will. Oh, dear. Yeah. Well.
Did you know that... This is in Demolition Man, Sandra Bullock actually says the title of this movie.
While you were sleeping?
Yes. Because when she's explaining to John Spartan about his time in cryosleep, she says, well, it all happened while you were sleeping. But that happened before this movie.
Oh, weird.
I know. It's like fate.
And they were like, yeah, we saw you in that Demolition Man movie. We're like,
actually, we want to steal that title. While we were sleeping, you said that line in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, you delivered the fuck out of that line in the movie, and we're going to use it.
We're going to steal that.
Exactly.
Did you know she has two wedding scenes like this one? There's another movie where she did this exact same thing.
But nobody was sleeping.
Right, no one was sleeping.
Shit. 2 Weeks Notice?
The Proposal with her and Ryan Reynolds.
That was such a good movie.
I like that movie.
That was a really good movie.
Betty White steals the whole thing.
Betty White's fucking awesome. And I don't care what anybody says. She's still alive.
She faked her death.
She faked her death. She's still alive.
She's banging Bowie
on
an island.
I need to believe that. Because I hate this timeline we're in right fucking now. Jesus Christ, make it end.
You got out just in time, Betty.
You lucky son of a bitch. Yeah.
Jamie Gertz missed out on this role.
Did we miss out on Jamie Gertz for this role?
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, again, nothing against
nothing
the Gertz.
Against her. She nailed everything that she ever did. But.
Yeah, she's fine. But again, when I just think that if you're the sitcom type, like, let's face it, a lot of people that did films in the 80s ended up on sitcoms in the 90s. And at least with this, like, Bill Pullman, his career really took off from here, as did our friend Sandy's.
Yeah. He goes on from this to Independence Day, and has been working steadily ever since.
Yeah.
But isn't it weird how he has created like he's created two of the pillars of like modern romantic comedy.
Yeah.
When you think about it, when you think about his doofy guy from Sleepless in Seattle,
right?
And then what is it? Sleeping. Wait, While You Were Sleeping and Sleepless in Seattle both have Bill Pullman creating the two pillars. We're Through the Looking Glass.
I hate this. I hate it.
No, you've got the doofy guy that gets dumped in Sleepless in Seattle by Meg Ryan going to Tom Hanks. And then you've got this guy who is like, the small town woodworking guy who teaches the big city girl how to live a happy life.
The Hallmark handsome man. The Hallmark handsome man. That's who that is.
Oh, that's the t-shirt right there.
That is a t-shirt right there. You fucking betcha.
Hallmark handsome.
Hey, you know what? You're Hallmark handsome.
I gotta praise you for a moment because like that kind of branding is just wonderful, and it's like you've crystallized who he is in that moment. In the same way when you invented the term beige to describe Matchbox 20, and she did that.
I did.
Amy did that.
That was me.
She just described
90s.
Matchbox 20 as beige, and I've never been able to see them as anything other than that.
No, you came up with. Do you remember with Creed? Huh. Overly. Wait, no, I was like, hang on. Overly edgy. No, overly something religio rock. And I loved it. I'm like, that's so good. Oh. Wow. Yeah. Music sucked back then, though, so you really had to do your due diligence to find something good. Man. This soundtrack for this proves
there's a lot of stuff that I loved back then, like during the Matchbox 20 era, but it all sounded the same.
Oh my God.
And like you listen back to it now, and it's like, which one was Vertical Horizon? Which one was the Gin Blossoms? Which one was the Matchbox 20?
And it kept going like that well into
which
like
one was the
next...
Bodines?
Because like later on, then we get like the Fray and shit like that. So you're all the same band. You're all the same band.
I mean, like the 80s is like such a terrible, terrible decade for like really popular music,
Yeah.
Like when you look back and you like try to think of like great albums of the 80s, and it's like, I don't know.
I guess it's going to be Richard Marx for me again.
But it's like the 70s had blood, and then the 80s sucked it all out and gave us the 90s.
Yeah, like the 80s like took it in, like the Human Centipede started in the 70s and then shattered
like Nirvana and Pearl Jam arrive, and they're trying to take it in a new direction, and they just sucked all the life out of that and created Matchbox 20.
That's, you know what, before we had Temu, like Charlie Sheen or something like that. Back when we were, making shit up, you were the Walmart version of something, and that's what I would say, the Walmart version.
Yeah.
For sure.
The revolution gets co-opted into the mainstream, and you end up with Matchbox 20.
Why you cannot go to Quickstar now without watching a video of them talking about chicken having Riz.
Oh.
And it slaps. And their commercials on their gas pumps are saying stuff like, bro, and
make it so hard to shop there.
We love you, Quickstar.
I eat there
every day. I mean, I have like a ton of points.
It's just so it's right there.
It is right there. But
my drink is free every day.
Oh my God.
But yeah, it's hard to shop there when you read that.
Or you watch the lady and like, what?
You
Sam.
Imagine, do people, I wish MJ was here to answer this question. Like, do they care about selling out anymore? Like, does it matter to this generation or their generation?
I don't know if it matters as much as it did to us.
It mattered so much to us back in the day. Like, no selling out. Like, if a cool comedian did a commercial, it's like they're done.
Yeah.
Like, Jay Leno does Doritos and like, fuck that guy.
Fuck that guy.
Not that we love Jay at any point. But,
no.
Like,
but still fuck that guy.
People would lose their shit. Like Bill Hicks, of course, the standard bearer of all of this, like, did a bit about how, the corruption of corporate interests, like when George Michael doing a commercial for Diet Coke.
Right.
That kind of stuff. And like Diet Coke is just like the symbol of like the devil. And yeah, I get it. It's corporate corruption, paying you to shill their sugar water. With your art.
Mike Mills of REM once was talking about that in an interview back in like 93, and he's just, or 92. For Rolling Stone, and he was saying something to the effect of, now you've got Tina Turner out here selling pantyhose, and you've got, somebody else doing 1-800 commercial, like shit like that. And he's like, where is the artistic integrity?
Yeah, I get it. But Tina does have an out on that. Her husband sort of stole all of her money, and a record company stole all of her money. So she was abused. She was desperately abused. We had to draw these lines back in the day.
But the weird thing is, I love Too Much Talking.
Yeah.
Too much, whatever the title is of that. That's I love that song, and that was during the pantyhose era. It was during the Simply the Best, and I'm like, yeah, but that shit, 1993 was a good year.
She sold out. She sold out hard, but she had to too.
And then she became that much more revered later on.
Bon Jovi didn't need that. They didn't need the money. They were doing fine with just playing music. And then start selling Pepsi, and it's like, fuck you. You don't need that. Like
Madonna, same thing.
Didn't need it.
But then again, it's like a big
Madonna,
fuck you though, Pepsi. Because
I swear, Madonna is another kind of weird exception, because I think she did that just to fuck them over. I really did. There's part of me is like, I'm just gonna fuck them over.
That's fair.
And she did.
That's fair.
Because everybody hated it, and she didn't get another deal.
That's so
like
funny.
she took them down from the inside.
Way to go, Madonna.
Secret Agent Madonna.
Secret Agent Madonna. I like that.
Oh, you want me to sell out, huh? I'll sell out for you.
I'll show you what selling out is.
I'm going to masturbate with a cross.
Yes. Give me more Black Jesus energy, please. She was one of the first, white people to actually stand up and say, well, I mean, she's always been a proponent for gay rights, that kind of thing, but also for Black Jesus, who is fucking real. Sorry.
Yeah.
But he is real.
Every time I see Leon, I drop to my knees and I pray.
You have to. Or I do it with Kenny Loggins only because that's what I was raised to do,
Leon was the model actor in the video for Like a Prayer.
Gorgeous. Yeah,
an unbelievably handsome man.
Very, very, very pretty. Very pretty. So.
Certainly not going to be found in this movie, but.
This movie is like that conversation that you have to have with your family on a Sunday when you go out to like brunch. And you don't really want to be there. You really just came for the food.
Yeah.
And then it's always like, well, so what do you got coming down the pipeline? What are you going to be doing with your life and all that kind of stuff? And I used to say, God, I hate a name conversation. Now, after seeing this movie, though, I kind of miss having a family because
you want to have a name conversation?
I kind of do. Sometimes Mom would have some of the best ones, and I love her so much. Like I enjoyed those talking about the weather and how good a rainfall makes you feel and stuff like that. So, yeah, I think that's why I get this movie.
This is what you call the opiates of the masses. You know, that's is that McClellan? What was his name? McLuhan. The opiate of the masses. I think that's McLuhan. This is one of those things where it's just like it's there to distract you from everything that's happening. And sometimes you need it. Sometimes you're just trying to hide.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I think that's how I felt about a lot of these movies when I went back to watch them. Was just, those are kind of comfort movies that you don't have to think.
This doesn't matter in any way.
Yeah.
So it's like While You Were Sleeping is not a movie to be upset about.
No.
I can't be angry at this movie.
No, I'm not going to start a war
barely fucking
over
exists.
it. Yeah.
It's wallpaper. This fucking movie. It's pretty. It's kind of pretty.
But
you know, you might remark on it and say that's very nice, and then you're going to move on.
You'll never think about it again.
Think about it again.
Unless you're our mother, and she would bring this movie up well into the 2010s. Oh, I love that movie. Oh, wasn't that a good movie? Thanks a year. Yeah, Mom, so we watched While You Were Sleeping for you. Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah.
we didn't. I mean, I did. I thought it was fine. Sean didn't enjoy it.
I don't hate it. I don't like it.
It's just benign.
It's just, it's a benign tumor.
It's a benign tumor.
I'm gonna get it lanced after the show.
Right.
And be done with it.
You'll be fine. What about next week?
Oh, yeah. There are movies next week, right there.
We should probably do that. I mean, we have missed, 2 weeks in a row? Was it 2 weeks?
No, we just missed 1 week.
Just 1 week.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Stuart wouldn't end.
Stuart's still on.
I blame Stuart.
I think a lot of people
that we missed the show last week.
Yeah, for real. For real.
There's no other explanation.
That's just great. Yeah, I'm trying to...
I forgot to pull up the lists. That's mine.
Well, and I'm saying I can't get it to come up, so I need to probably update my my Excel spreadsheet stuff. That's why I asked you, because I couldn't bring it up.
Yeah.
I apologize to all of our listeners.
That you continuously let them down and you're a constant disappointment?
Well, no, not that, because I can't change that. I just don't want to bore them with dead air, that's all. See, I'm a good person. I do things nice and easy.
Let's see. Sorry. 1 second.
Jesus Christ, take your time, bro. Bro. Yo, bro.
Friday. Crumb. Destiny Turns on the Radio.
No.
A Pyromaniac's Love Story. Top Dog.
Okay. Destiny Turns on the Radio. Isn't Tarantino in that?
Yes.
I thought so, but isn't also a Belushi in that?
Yes.
Okay. I don't want to do that one. But I kind of want to do that one. Or Top Dog.
the Chuck Norris dog movie?
Oh, God.
The movie where Chuck Norris has a dog for a police partner?
Well, I saw Turner and Hooch. You can't have another cop dog movie.
You're just going to ignore Crumb being available?
Well, I think because I don't want to watch something good again.
That's the same thought you have about Friday as well? Like, I want to watch
yeah,
Friday.
I mean, Friday's fucking awesome. I mean, I probably would. Actually, you know what? Fuzzy hasn't seen Friday. And to be fair, we white people have had enough white movies these last couple of weeks.
It is an iconic movie. I mean, there are still many. By Felicia.
Yeah,
came
from that. That's right.
There are numerous Chris Tucker gifs from this movie.
Yep, it's a classic. It really is a classic. So
plus, we can make Jeffrey Epstein jokes about him.
That's true.
He was on the plane. That's why he didn't work for so long.
Wah, wah. So I think we should do Friday.
I'm kidding about that. That's satire. What I said about Chris Tucker.
Well,
as far as you know,
I don't trust anything. I've been lied to far too often.
That'll be next week's bet. Was how many of the actors in this movie have been on Epstein's plane?
Wait for it.
No.
Wait for it.
I don't know. You're gonna have a hard time with the Murder, She Wrote for Friday.
Not really.
Really? Was Tiny Lister on?
I'm telling you, like I just watched one that took place down in New Orleans, and it was all like jazz. And actually, it was funny because it's like 3 of them that were in like 3 other episodes too. But definitely one of them, I think if I remember right, was in Friday. I think so.
So tune in next week for the Murder, She Wrote count on Friday.
God, you guys can't get enough Murder, She Wrote.
Remember the magic number this week was 4. 4 cast members from While You Were Sleeping.
That's right.
Also appeared on an episode of Murder, She Wrote.
God, just wait until I actually print my cross-reference sheet. Y'all are going to be fucked up with that.
You need to pull up Excel and start pulling cast names off of IMDb to make sure.
Because everybody wants to know what the fuck's going on when it comes to Murder, She Wrote. I know. I understand.
Because one day, we're going to give away a Hallmark Handsome Man t-shirt to somebody who guesses the correct
count for Murder, She Wrote.
The Murder, She Wrote count for that
week. Absolutely. We'll make that happen. Tell you what. Yeah.
Good day. That was exactly an hour.